Today for your article, we're going to go back to page 2 and to page 3, but this time we're going to read the bottom section of page 2. So this is going to be our focus called Truthfulness, Justice, and Equality. And after we finish reading this section, we're going to read the next bottom section on the bottom of page 3 called Who Pays for That? All right, let's go ahead and go back to page 2. I'm going to read this section, this part called Truthfulness, Justice, and Equality. Have you ever wondered what it means to be a good citizen? In a country like the United States, where people elect their leaders, good citizenship is a way of showing that you care about your country and your fellow citizens. One important way to show that you care about your country is to understand truthfulness, justice, and equality. Your parents and teachers have probably talked about how these wonderful qualities, but let's review them. Truthfulness means just what it sounds like. If you are a truthful person, it means that you are filled with truth. You are honest, you tell the truth at all time, and people can trust that you can say and do, trust what you say and do. Good citizens trust each other to be honest and to tell the truth. Justice is another important quality of a good citizenship, because it means that you can understand the difference between right and wrong behavior. In a country where citizens understand citizen justice, there are consequences for inappropriate or unlawful behavior and rewards for appropriate behavior. Without justice, our country would be messy, unsafe, and unhappy place to live. Equality is another important characteristic of a good citizenship. Our Constitution guarantees that we are all equal under the law. It does not matter in which state we are born, or if we are boys or girls, or rich or poor. Citizens of the United States all have equal rights. All right, go ahead and let's go and move on and read the section called Who Pays for That on the bottom, page 3. Have you ever stopped to wonder about who pays for things in our lives? Your family probably has a budget, a plan for how much money they can spend on each things a month. So a budget is a plan of how much money you can spend. For example, when your parents go to the store, they probably have a good idea of how much they can afford to spend on different things. They may have enough money in the budget for popcorn at the movies, but not popcorn and a box of candy for everyone. Some families might be able to afford a movie night once a month, while others might go to the movies more or less often. Your family pays for most of the things you need from their own bank account, but they also give money to the government each year, and the government uses that money to pay for many other services that we all use. The money we give the government is called a tax. So the money we give the government is called a tax. And our elected officials use taxes to pay for things like Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guards. The government pays for salaries of people who keep us safe and also of those who protect the environment. Have you ever been to Big Bend National Park in Big Bend, Texas? That park and many others just like it all over the United States are paid by the taxes we send to the government. The government also pays for scientific research like spacecraft and satellites that explore outer space. Whether you are an astronaut for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration or a mail carrier for the U.S. Postal Service, the government pays your salary. The government is in charge of more than 24 different organizations or groups that are paid for our taxes from the citizens. The total budget for each year is measured in trillions of dollars. So now go ahead and take the sheet out, and you're going to get started on the questions on the board.